Hi guys, it's Victoria and welcome back to FemmeHead. Today we are going to do my must-haves and a couple tips I have for 2 under 2. Lincoln is 4 months old. I think he'll be 5 months at the time of this video. So I went through and I just wrote out a list of different things that I think are helpful, whether they're products, pieces of advice, things that we do here. And honestly, most of these would be helpful for just one kid as well. My first piece of advice is having a safe space for your toddler. For the most part, our house has been baby-proofed, or we've just kind of adjusted our house to where Theo is at developmentally, what we can trust him with, not trust him with, like what he'll get into or not get into. There's not much that he can't like unbaby proof when it comes to like cabinet latches. He just kind of like can get into things that he wants to. The only things that he can't get into are like outlet covers. He can't open doors yet. Baby gates, if they're actually locked and not just like latch closed, and there's one type of cabinet lock that he can't get into. But regardless, having a safe space for the toddler, whether that's their bedroom, your bedroom, a playroom, the living room. I find it very helpful to be able to shut the 3 of us into a room while I'm breastfeeding, or if we just like need somewhere to hang out so I don't have to worry about Theo destroying something, hurting himself, whatever it may be. That's either our bedroom if I'm trying to feed Lincoln in there or get him down for a nap. That is our living room. I've taken the baby gates off of the stairs because he can get up and down them by himself just fine. And I have transitioned those baby gates to block off my office and then the 2 entrances to the living room. That way, when I need to sit down and feed Lincoln, I can just lock the 3 of us in there. I can see Theo and I can see what he's doing, and I can like stop anything if he's gonna like crawl up on something and jump off and hurt himself. So I find that's very helpful to just have a place to contain all of you. And that has just been very helpful since putting those baby gates on the living room, like entrances and exits. Another thing that helps while you're feeding the baby, whether you're breastfeeding them or bottle feeding them, snacks and screen time. I know some people are not fans of screen time. I think there's a time and a place for screen time. And if it's that 15 minutes that you're trying to breastfeed the baby and you just need the toddler to like be content and not destroying things, not like screaming so the baby's popping off, or you know, sometimes if Theo screams really loud and really high pitch, it like, I don't know if it hurts Lincoln's ears or it scares him, but he will start wailing because it just like, I think it surprises him or scares him. So I just need Theo to just be like calm and chill. And Lincoln's also getting to the age to where he hears something, he will pop off the boob and like have to look around to see what's going on. If needed, I will get Theo a snack and I'll pop on. He likes Cocomelon, he likes Moana, he likes a lot of different Disney movies where they sing. He likes videos about airplanes. So I'll pop something on for those like 15 minutes or whatever it is. So he's just like quiet and content and happy and entertained, so I can easily feed Lincoln, and then we'll go and like play outside together or whatever it is. So there's a time and a place for screen time. Use it to your advantage. I know some people, when it's at the end of the day and they're trying to cook dinner, that's their screen time for the day. And so the kids will sit and watch and have like a movie or a show or whatever, so mom can cook or dad can cook uninterrupted. One-on-one time with the toddler. So some kids adjust to becoming an older sibling better than others. Theo has done such a great job, and he like never gets jealous. He's such a good big brother. He loves Lincoln. But I do find that when he's getting super frustrated, when he is having tantrums, when he's like acting out and like hitting, biting, scratching, slapping, those sort of things, he just needs some like one-on-one attention. It's not hours of attention. He just needs like 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of your time. So if I find that he's like really upset and acting out, like say I'm feeding Lincoln, or say Lincoln's asleep and Theo's just being a little like bully, I will stop what I'm doing, whether that's like cooking or cleaning or working or vegging myself, and I will get down on the floor and I will play with him. And like that is all he wants. He wants you to like play with cars with him. He wants to like wrestle, roughhouse you. That nips the attitude in the butt and we can move on from there. A double stroller has come in so handy for us. We like walks as a family. It is a great way to get out of the house especially with like COVID. Let's go get some nature, get some fresh air, and have the children contained. And they both like stroller rides. So we got a double stroller. It's a beast. Everything like children, Lincoln's infant car seat, everything included. It's like 70, 80 pounds. So it's a workout. So it's 2 birds, 1 stone. And we'll tootle around the neighborhood, and it's a nice time. And I pack some snacks, I pack some drinks, and I can listen to podcasts, I can listen to some music. Theo veggies out and just like takes it all in. And Lincoln will either take it all in or nap. A carrier, this is helpful whether it's one of those wraps when they're like a little itty bitty newborn and they just want to be close to you and they just want to be held. That way you can have 2 hands and you can either play with the toddler, you can get stuff done around the house, you can cook, like you're mobile and they're strapped to you and they're happy. Or when they're a little bit older and they want to be a part of the action, but they can't like sit there and like watch necessarily, I will put Lincoln facing out in the carrier and then he can bebop around and be a part of the action as well. And once again, it's just nice to have your hands free. And Theo is still like young enough to where I can carry him around the carrier because he wanted to help vacuum and wanted me to carry him. So I just popped him in the carrier the other day and we vacuumed the house. A toddler tower. So this is a blessing and a curse. Theo loves his toddler tower. We got it, was he like 14 months old? I can't remember how exactly old he was. But he can now like move it around, move it to wherever he wants in the kitchen. So if I don't want him to get into something that's in the kitchen, I have to like lay it down. And sometimes I just store it laying it down because he will open up drawers. And so not much is out of his reach. So if I just need him to like cool down, not play with the coffee maker, that sort of stuff, I'll just lay it down. But it's nice because he can be a part of the action, just like if Lincoln's in the carrier. Theo loves helping in the kitchen, whether that's like unloading the dishwasher, loading it up, throwing stuff in the garbage, helping cook dinner or mix up pancakes for breakfast. He loves to be a part of the action and he just likes to be up on your level as well. I found that was really helpful to get long before we had Lincoln, but it's really nice because then instead of Theo like throwing a fit at your feet because you're cooking and he wants you to hold him, but you need 2 hands to like chop stuff up or whatever, like you can just pop him up, give him some like measuring cups or spoons to play with, and he is happy, and then you can go about your business. This is a piece of advice someone else gave me. I think it was like on Instagram, but I have found it to be so true and so helpful, and it's like the best way to explain having multiple kids. You have to triage certain situations. She was a nurse, and so she's like, I always look at it like this, and it is like, it's the truest thing ever. I always say like, everyone's like, oh, how's it going? I'm like, good. You know, there's small moments of chaos, but overall it's good. And in those small moments of chaos, when like both kids or multiple kids are freaking out, you have to triage the situation. So you have to look at whose needs are more dire, or is there a quick fix for one of them so you can tend to the other one. So a few examples of these are maybe both of them are freaking out. Lincoln needs to eat and Theo like needs a snack or is just like grumpy or whatever. And quick fix is giving Theo a quick little snack and then I can feed Lincoln. Or another situation is they're both screaming because it's bedtime or nap time. I know that Theo is easier to put down, so I will set Lincoln down in a safe spot, usually give him a pacifier. He usually just cries if he's tired. And I will go and I take Theo and I sing him his little song real quick and I put him in his crib and he will put himself to sleep. Lincoln is getting better, but like can take a bit longer to get him down for a nap, especially in the beginning when I was still figuring out his like schedule and wake windows and all of that. So I would just leave him, go put Theo down and come back and like take the time to put Lincoln down. And so just kind of like in those moments say like, okay, is there a quick fix for one of them, or like whose needs are more dire in this moment? Get to it as quick as possible. Just stay calm, take a deep breath, and like just know it's just a moment, it will pass and it'll be okay. But triage the situations. Sound machines and good sleep environments. So they are in separate rooms right now. Lincoln is in our bedroom with us in his crib and Theo is in the nursery. We are eventually going to go put both of the boys in the room Theo's in right now, and that's just gonna be their bedroom growing up for a while. But I want to wait till Lincoln is solidly sleeping through the night, which as I'm filming this, he is not. He wakes up once a night. But anyways, good sleep environment. Sound machines. A lot of people are asking like, do they wake each other up when they're crying or, you know, while the other one's napping or sleeping? No, they don't wake each other up because sound machines. Lincoln has a sound machine by his crib. Theo has 2 sound machines in his room. So he has one by his crib and he has one on his dresser that's by the door to his bedroom. And it's so helpful because they're used to noise when they come out of the womb. It's very noisy in there. It's very warm and tight and snuggly, and so you kind of want to recreate the like womb environment for newborns. Lincoln's transitioned out of a swaddle now, but when they're like newborns, swaddle them. I also like to keep the rooms dark and cool, as cool as possible. It's getting pretty hot now, but just creating the most optimal sleep environment will help so much with naps and just like nighttime sleep. In general, sensory activities for the toddler and the baby when they're old enough. Theo loves the, like, when you think of like the sensory sort of like sand bins, the water bins, creating bubbles, play like anything that he can like play and pour and dump and like cut and crush. Like, he loves those sort of activities. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's literally just getting a couple different Tupperwares full of water, giving him a mason jar or a measuring cup and letting him pour it between, or he'll pick up the whole Tupperware and pour it between. He loves playing with ice. He loves playing with snow, rice, pasta, cereal, dirt. Kid loves playing with anything, and just in general, regardless of how many kids you have, like sensory activities are, I love them. Getting outside. It is so easy to just like stay inside all day. Everything you need is here, and it can be overwhelming to try and leave the house, but getting outside, whether it's just in your backyard, going to a park, going on a walk, going and running an errand with them, like it's good to switch up the environment. When we were cooped up here this winter with Theo and we just couldn't leave because there was nowhere for us to go because of COVID, he got so stir crazy and would get so cranky because, I mean, I was bored being cooped up at home, and so I know he was too. So now that it's nicer out, we go and we're outside every single day as much as possible. Theo loves playing in our backyard. He loves playing in our front yard too, but he doesn't understand yet that he can't go down into the street. So we're working on that. So we just stay in the backyard where he's fenced in and safe. And if it's not too hot out, I'll take Lincoln out there and lay him like in the grass under like a tree in the shade, on some sort of like blanket or mat or something, so he can like take it all in, whether it's like the sounds, the breeze, the trees. Like, he loves it too. And finally, make time for yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. All of those different sayings, and they're so true. And it doesn't have to be some like big, expensive, luxurious weekend away or, 10-step nighttime routine. Even if it's just like 5 minutes. I find the days that I'm able to get up even just a couple minutes before the boys and like make a hot cup of coffee and drink it while it's still warm and not have to reheat it 12 different times until it just like tastes like burnt coffee beans. And the days that I can do skincare without Theo like getting into all of my different stuff and like ruining my makeup. Like, it's the smallest things. And so like making time for yourself, whether that's like, oh, dad's home, leave them with him and go and like do a crossword puzzle on the back deck. Like, finding time for yourself to just like breathe and be alone is so helpful, especially when you have like little people all over you all day, every day. So anyways, I will link the different products I've talked about down below. To keep this video short, that's where I'm gonna like cap it for today. I could go on and on and on about this stuff, and I do, I know. But hopefully you found this video enjoyable, helpful, gain a little bit of insight or advice. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below your tips and tricks or must-have items for multiple children or just one children. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!